12 months ago, I was on these and it was for good. I was told, until you have your knee replaced, Emma, there's nothing more we can do. Well, it's not a limitation I'm going to accept. But how have horses helped me? I do need to use my notes a little bit. Horses have helped me in lots of different ways. When I was led on that floor, and I led there at my most vulnerable, at my most scared and in chronic pain, the horses comforted me. They helped me. When I was on those sticks, they didn't judge me. I would go up to her, I'd talk to her. Like she is now, she didn't care. She just saw me. It didn't matter whether I was hobbling or whatever. She helped me with chronic pain. I was on huge amounts of painkillers every single day. And the work that she does, the healing and the amazing ability she has to, she wants to go and see Archie, helped me manage that pain. I've defied all of the odds, every single physical limitation. I've defied it, and I would tell you that is purely due to these horses and what they have done. Second thing I'm going to talk about, something that's actually quite vulnerable for me to talk about this, and it's really putting myself out there. Little second 5 minutes is called Horses Heal Hopelessness. Mental illness affects 1 in 4 people, and in 12 months, in a 12-month period, 1 in 4 people. There are 30 of us here today. 8 of us in the next 12 months are going to be affected by mental illness.
Rainer already is.
The question I've got for you is, what treatments are there for it, and what works? Here's the vulnerable bit. I've suffered from mental illness since I was 14. I have had, for the last 26 years, so yes, I am 40, I've suffered for a combination of eating disorders and depression. I've been hospitalised 3 times. First, age 15, on a general children's ward. So it was a long time ago, and I got in their eyes a little bit skinny. Bear in mind, I didn't have a horse in my life at this time. And they decided it was time to hospitalise me, and they needed to do that. So they put me on a general children's ward. Bear in mind, I had no idea what I was doing there. The treatment in those days was they strip everything away from you. They literally, physically, took all your clothes, took all your things in your room, and as you ate, they would give you things back. That was supposed to encourage you. That was supposed to make you feel better. I was in a general ward with other kids going, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" Well, I don't know. And then a nurse said to me one day, "Why are you here? You're wasting this bed. This could be used by somebody who's ill." Anybody that knows anything about eating disorders or depression, probably the worst thing you can say. We attack ourselves enough. We don't need other people doing it. That critical point in my life, I lost my trust in people. I didn't trust them enough as it was in a particular, but that pretty much is a defining moment in my life. I thought, I'm not worth it. Why am I here? Why should I eat? Why should I do or believe anything you say? Good news is I reached my goal weight, went back out there, everything was fine, and guess what? I relapsed because none of the real problems were touched. But then I was hospitalised into a private facility where they began to look at what was going on, Emma? Why is this not happening? The key point in my life as well was the fact that at home I had a little pony called Cherokee Bay. He was on loan to me. I didn't own him. All I knew was I had to get out of there. I had to sort this out because I need to go see that pony. I had to be with that pony. But am I boring you? Oh, heard it
Talking
all.
about another horse
So
here.
heard it all before. So heard it all before. I might shorten this bit. Yeah. So I had a pony called Cherokee Bay, and I needed to get out, and I needed to be with that pony. They actually, it's a very forward-thinking view that they had. They actually decided to bring the horse up to the clinic where I was because they recognised the value that horse had to my recovery. And I went out there and I sat just in the grass with the horse, and little by little I just began to feel, this is me again, this is who I am. I'm not being judged, nobody cares. The horse doesn't care what size I am. And I began to get my trust back. Most important lesson I learned, this one here. And this is what horses show me. We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace within ourselves. Just really, really sort of important lesson for me at that point. The other thing these horses did is they gave me unconditional love. I got to Archie, to Hermie, any of the horses, they just love you. You don't have to earn that. You want to come? I know. There's no agenda. And with mental illness, there's so many things that you knock in yourself. You worry about, why are people doing this? I don't trust myself. How can I trust someone? I say to you, you can trust a horse. They can help you heal. The other thing they bring you is joy and laughter. Oh my God. There is nothing like, when you're depressed, it's really hard to be joyful. And there is nothing that's going to make me laugh more than bending over to pick something up and having my arse bit. It happens.
By a horse.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, we're back on the horsey thing.
Caroline, wrong networking group. We've all been to those horse yards.
Oh yeah. Or they're going to have a little scrap. So joy and laughter and fun and spontaneity. What's happening now? It's a bit of a risk doing what I'm doing, and I'm quite nervous, and it plays on all my mental illness issues. I don't know what's going to happen. But they let you go with a moment. At the moment, they're just having an itch, by the way.
That's why you're over there.
Yeah.
But they do. They bring you this joy, this laughter, this fun. And they bring you, what you do now, the ability to live in the moment. Now. Not worry about what happened, what's going to happen. All of you now, you're just watching these horses. And you're just held in a moment in time. I think that's quite special. I'm going to bring them back over here. Come on, itch baby. Huh? Last bit of what I'm going to just talk about, if you'll bear with me, is a little section that I've got.
She's saying it's all about me.
And it's called The Horrors of Human Remains. Human Remains is the, I believe, popular nickname for people who work in human resources. That was me. For 15 years I was a corporate HR person. And you know that minute at school when somebody says to you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Can you remember it? And you're like, oh my God, I want to be a vet or a policeman or something. I don't think mine was HR. Pretty sure it wasn't. And Jane will tell you what happened was I ended up working in this HR career, but I had a little bit of a problem with it. I don't like people. I like animals. I don't like people. You may see him roll in a minute. So you see, this is the brilliant thing. They just pull you off. But yeah, I thought, yeah, I don't like people, but what am I doing? So I had oh, she's still bored, heard this. I had a 15-year corporate career. I worked with leaders, I worked with teams. And do you know the key skills that I learned from that? I learned how to build relationships with people. I learned how to, I have to check because it feels like a really long time ago, to listen to people. Really listen. Not wait for the conversation to pause and you to get a word in. Listen. How to influence people. Because in HR you don't have any power. All you have is the ability to influence. I dealt with pretty much every difficult situation you can think of. From people weeing in places that were really inappropriate to huge redundancy situations. I had men crying in my office. I had to deal with situations when the London bombing happened and I was in the London office and what we did with the staff. It was tough. But you know the thing I learned? I think the thing I learned the most is I'm right. I do like people a bit now. I'm getting there. But that work with people and all the skills I learned, it was vital for me to do what I do now and for me for this point in my life. I had to learn those skills. I had to learn how to communicate with difficult people because my path and my journey is to spread the work of these guys. How can I do that if I can't talk to you about it? So my 15 years, there was a reason for it. And I only figured that out about 18 months ago. There was a reason for it. When I was in HR, one of the other brilliant things that I referred to on a daily basis, don't forget your day, don't quit your daydream. That's what I said to myself. There has to be a reason I'm going through all this shit, dealing with all these different, there's got to be. Got to be something. I'm just going to blindly carry on. It was don't quit your daydream. When I was working at HR, I couldn't figure out why there were different problems. Leaders didn't know how to lead anymore. Something's been lost. Our ability to connect with each other, disciplinaries, grievances, workplace issues, disagreements. It's politics, it's fear, it's driven by a negative culture nowadays. I've sat too many times around that boardroom table and had too many discussions. What did the horses show me and how did they save me? I'd go home every night and I'd stand, usually with her, put my arms around her. It is awesome, you'll try it. And just tell her about my day and listen. You know, I talked about really listening. And what I realised, these guys taught me about true leadership. They taught me about how to be authentic, how to be you, how to respect people. Horses respect you and work with you when you show them respect. It's not about your job title or what you do, it's about respect for me. And they help me build relationships in difficult situations. And like I say, this was my journey to get through from these, to communicate with people, work with these guys. You stood here really patiently and listened to me. And you're going, great story, Emma, but so what? How does it affect me? Why am I listening to this? What I want to say to you is the overarching message of what I'm saying is the horses are the only time in my life they have saved me, because it's the only time I am truly, brilliant. I know you've heard it before, the only time I'm truly present. I'm here, I'm now, I'm with you, and the horses have taught me that. They've given me the courage, which is what I'm doing now, to stand and tell the story of me, who I am, with the whole of my heart. And they have given me such an ability to do that. They've helped me let go of who I think I should be, corporate HR Emma, to be who I really am. And this is a lady that's pretty much done that for me. So, my overall message, just accept who you are. Don't be limited. Don't be limited by physical ability, disability. Don't be limited by mental disability. Don't be stuck in a job or a life that you don't want. Oh, this bit makes me emotional. The one thing I would say to you, if you take one thing, apart from how awesome the horses are away from this, it's these 3 words. I am enough. Thank you very much. That's all I have.